A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. On a certain Sabbath, Jesus went into the synagogue and taught, and there was a man there whose right hand was withered. The scribes and the Pharisees watched him closely to see if he would cure on the Sabbath, so that they might discover a reason to accuse him. But he realized their intentions and said to the man with the withered hand, "Come up and stand before us." And he rose and stood there. Then Jesus said to them, "I ask you, is it lawful to do good on the Sabbath rather than to do evil, to save life rather than to destroy it?" Looking around at them all, he then said to him, "Stretch out your hand." He did so, and his hand was restored. But they became enraged and discussed together what they might do to Jesus. The Gospel of the Lord.
I did think he was going to stay up here, so I don't know why, got to lower the expectation. It's a passage right in line with the gospel passage we heard, of course, on Saturday, where Jesus' disciples are taking the grain of wheat on the Sabbath, and they're making food for themselves, they're eating for themselves. They're doing work on the Sabbath, and Jesus says that he is the Lord of the Sabbath. And what we see here is a continuation of the same conflict. It's a continuation of the same kind of competing agendas. Right here we have the scribes and the Pharisees. We have the religious rulers of Jesus' day. They have their own agenda, and within that agenda, or as part of the kind of buttressing work to maintain that agenda and keep it intact, they have interpretation of all of the laws, probably sacred and profane, to run in their favor, right, and to keep pushing home the same point, the same agenda. This is where we're going. This is what it means. This is why we're doing all the rest. And the Jesus agenda is very different. I say it's very different in the sense that it has some of the same source texts, right? I mean, the scribes and the Pharisees are using the scriptures as their source text, but they happen to have a particular interpretation that, lo and behold, it befits them, right? I mean, lo and behold, it's the same thing. I saw some kind of like one of these rehashed political memes over the weekend talking about, it's funny how how the Jesus who believed or taught this, and this has somehow spawned a political party that believes this, and this. Now, I don't think Jesus spawned any modern American political party to begin with, but I think that if we were to look down the list of any number of, say, platform positions of modern American political parties, and we were to hold them against the light of the gospel, we'd have to say that, of course, what I just said is true. Jesus did not spawn either of these political parties. And if we were honest with ourselves, if we were able to do the work, if we were courageous enough to do the work, then we would see where the Jesus agenda differs from the party agenda that I hold to. Right? And we would even be seeking, if we cared about American politics, then we would be seeking the purification of the political party that I give my membership to, precisely because it has not been purified by the light of the gospel. Right? Or is that right? Or do you just want to play politics? You just want to play, just want to vote that way, but you don't want actually to reform the party that you're a member of? What would Jesus want? I don't know. Maybe he wants you to play politics. He don't want you to waste your time with it. Do you know? But I don't know. I don't know. If we're going to wade into those waters, then maybe we ought to really take them on. But this is what's going on, and it's not surprising that both political parties still, and you can say, I don't know how they do that, but both political parties appeal to the gospel. They appeal to Jesus. They appeal to the scriptures. So I don't know how they do that. How do they do that? We can do that, of course, because we're right in line with what Jesus, right? But they can't do that. No, there's power, of course, in the gospel. There's power in the scriptures. This is God's story. And even God's story, this is what's going on in the scriptures. This is what's going on here in the gospel story that we have. even the scriptures, even God's story, we will try to bend to our purposes. We will try to bend to our purposes. When was the last time we had a life-changing encounter with the gospel? Like we were doing something, kind of living our way, doing our thing, and then in the gospel, Jesus spoke to us, and we had some kind of radical change of heart or change of life as a result of it. When was the last time that happened? I don't know why I'm picking on you this morning. Do you know? This doesn't have to be preached this way, by the way, but I don't know. This is just how it's happening. This is how it's happening. Sorry, guys. Lo and behold, Labor Day, we just wanted to have a freebie, you know? Somehow Labor Day is like a freebie day, right? It's the world's upside down. So this is what it is. This is what you get. No, but the beauty of this, the beauty of the gospel is, of course, doesn't leave us in this place where we see that, of course, we're just going to bend everything to our own intentions. What we see is the rise of the King and the journey of the King to his throne. It's Jesus. So guess what? Everything actually bends around him. Everything finds its North Star, its orientation in Jesus. And he is setting the course. And he is calling us to walk that way with him. And he's giving us the strength and the wherewithal and all the rest, everything we need in order to trust and follow him. But my friends, it has to be the Jesus agenda. We have to hold our whole heart and our whole life up to the light of the gospel. And we have to let Jesus lead us truly, and allow that leading and our entrusting ourselves to him. We have to do that on deeper and deeper level, fuller and fuller, more and more of our life, to the whole of it. Yeah, so Jesus is leading. Let's follow where he's leading. Now look, he is the king. He is the king, right? But Luke knows already in the 6th chapter, of course, he knows what the kingship of Christ looks like. He knows that, his crowning glory will be to go to the cross. Will we follow him there as well? Will we follow him? Will we deny ourselves, take up our cross, and follow him? Or will we sit back, try to do things our own way, and just show up for a couple of prayers every now and again? Will we take up our cross? Will we deny ourselves, take up our cross, and follow him, living into the life of self-gift that he not only pioneered here, right, by loving all the way through and all the way to the end, but that he made possible for us as well, so that we can love sincerely. We can love God sincerely with our whole heart, mind, soul, and strength, and our neighbor as ourselves, no matter what that costs us, all at his leading and inspiration.